Oh, you guys are already here. Well, I'm just chopping onions for a dish that you're going to love. So let's cook. Well, this one is a beautiful wintry stew, but it's actually citrusy. It's got the whole lot of greens, a lovely beans into it, some asparagus, whole lot of stuff going to go into this dish. Green olives, leeks, fennel, broad beans, butter, boiled beans, salt, pepper, chicken, green peas, onion, garlic, dill leaves, celery leaves, vegetable stock, oregano, asparagus, let's actually begin by chopping some onions and sauteing them. Okay. Now pan's going to get hot, so I'm going to just take you through a quick process of how this dish is going to come about. This dish can actually take a little while to cook because it's got so many ingredients, so many things happening here. There are vegetables here, there are beans here, there is olives, there is citrusy stuff here. Understand that everything has a peculiar time of cooking, and we got to honor that. I'm ready with the onions. How about also doing a bit of garlic on the side? Well, you know what? I'm going to just not chop the garlic this time. I'm going to make it into long slices so that once they get sauteed, once they get lightly brown, they're going to give a beautiful flavor. So just long slices of garlic. Okay, there you go. So the pan's hot. I'm going to heat up some olive oil here. And firstly, go with the garlic so that I can make it nice, crispy brown. The beautiful flavor of garlic when it's toasted or golden brown is just amazing. So I have with me onions, garlic, which I'm going to toast. There are some olives. There's some mixed herbs that we're going to use. We're going to use oregano, celery, and a bit of dill leaves. So the garlic is becoming a little golden brown. I'm going to go with the onions here. Okay, and just going to lightly saute this. I have with me some leeks, which I'm going to just shred, and that shred is going to go with the onions. So the onions, the garlic, and the leek, they're all getting sauteed together. They will take a bit till the time they get completely cooked. I'm also going to add some fennel, but maybe at a later stage. Till then, what I'm going to do is just take this chicken breast and cut them into nice cubes. Now we're going to marinate them and sear them separately. So I have with me some chicken dices. I'm just going to go with some salt, some pepper, right? A little bit of olive oil. Maybe a nice quick squeeze of lime. Just marinate them nicely. Okay, and with some oil in a hot pan, I'm going to just sear this chicken off. So just going to put directly this chicken. since we're going to have so many flavors going into this kind of stew, I'm not going to complicate the chicken flavor. So just plain salt, pepper, lemon is good. Now, while using fennel, it's very kind of stringy. So it's important that we kind of take the strings away of the fennel. And I'm just going to cut like long diagonals of this fennel. All right. So lots of stuff happening here. Fennel, onions, leeks, garlic. Okay, the chicken needs to be turned around. At this stage, I'm going to start adding some veggies. So I have with me some broad beans, which I'm going to just cut into small, again, diamonds. Now these broad beans are used in India in a very different form, like they're called same, same, or the aloo same wala same. But they're a little different because they're not that as harsh. So I'm going to use this same, but eventually if I had those lovely buttery broad beans, I would have loved that. So anyways, these go in. And I'm going to season this mixture a little bit with salt, a bit of pepper. Okay, now I've blanched some asparagus tops. Now these are obviously going to go towards the end of the stew, but I have the bottom of the asparagus, which I can definitely use. I've also peeled it, so again, just cut slices. This is going to become more like a very soulful stew when it gets into a bowl. Now you have a choice of adding a little bit of white wine at this stage, or you can actually just go with plain stock also. But white wine just adds a little bit of that flavor. I'm going to add green peas, fresh green peas. The amount of greenery is going in this dish is fantastic. All right, now we're going to go with some stock. Just a little bit so that the vegetables kind of just get covered and then start getting cooked. This is very much like a winter vegetable stew. And the chicken here is again just about done. So I don't want to lose the flavors in the pan of the chicken, so I'm going to just deglaze the pan with some stock and गैस बंद. अब ये जो चिकन के सारे फ्लेवर्स हैं तो स्टॉक में आ जाएंगे. ये chicken will come in the stew, so it's all happening. Okay, so now time to add some mixed herbs. We've got some oregano. I have with me some celery leaves, which are actually very flavorful. A lot of people just throw them away. I love to use them, sometimes as garnish and sometimes just as flavor. So I'm using the celery leaves, and I'm using a bit of dill leaves. Dill is also called as soya, suwa in India. Okay. All right, so the beans are getting cooked. The asparagus is getting softened. I'm going to take this asparagus and just kind of make them even. Okay. Now is the time to add the chicken with the stock in here. So I'll tell you a quick trick of adding these cooked beans. These are nothing but baked beans. Baked beans, wash them in water, and you have some lovely beans which you can add in a stew or in a soup. There you go. I also want to add in some green olives, which are just pitted. When you say pitted, I mean like this. You remove the seed of the olive. And the Italians just go like this. They don't do much with it. Sometimes they also use an olive bitter. Okay. So a bit of these olives go right in. Give it a gentle stir. Okay, let's just taste what's happening. Let me tell you what is going on here. The goodness of the stock, the vegetables, the chicken. You know, this can be considered the most heartiest meal that you can probably ever make. It's got loads of stuff. It's got green peas, beans, asparagus, lots happening. And the olives is just giving it that zing. Now, this is a citrus stew, so obviously there has to be a good amount of citrus going in here, which is the lemon juice. I'm going to just remove the seeds of it so that it remains citrusy and not bitter. And then just go with the lemon. This citrusy stew is just about to get done. I have with me this asparagus, which I just need to kind of warm up because it's only blanched, right? So I'm just going to warm it up and remove it because I'm going to use this on the top of my stew. That's it. I'm taking the flame down completely off, and at this stage I want to add a handful of Parmesan cheese and a knob of butter. That's how the French say, a knob of butter. So this knob of butter, I'm just going to swirl around so that the Parmesan cheese and the butter kind of just bring the stew together, just like a gravy. So I mean, I can probably visualize this is more like a chicken curry from the West. It's got all the beauty of the veggies there, and it's just like a beautiful casserole. So let's just plate it just very humbly the way it is, the way it looks. And just kind of put these asparagus tops. Maybe just sprinkle some dill leaves around. That is comforting. That is good food. So what are we waiting for, guys? This is simple food, soul food, easy to cook, and you are actually traveling the world with me. So let's cook.